Yes, good morning. Good to be here with you this beautiful Friday morning. It's the 21st of August. It's my day and it's the Bumper Breakfast Show. Your beautiful lady, my name is Tomisin. I'm here this morning and I'm giving myself all the encomium. I'm giving myself all the accolades and all that. But I look beautiful, don't I, Dr. Precious? Good morning, Precious. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm so excited. I'm happy. And happy birthday to you.
Oh,
You look so much younger. I think you're 16 today.
yeah, I think I'm going to be like 17 next year, and then 2022 I'm going to be like 18. Then I'll become an adult, and
Then
then I'll be liable to vote.
your drama does not cease to amaze me. But happy birthday to
Thank
you. I
you
wish you
so
long
much.
life and
And I see
prosperity.
that you're twinning with me this morning.
Yeah, I think it's a divine thing. Don't you think so already?
I think so, and I hope my gift is going to be twinning too.
Yeah, it
It's going to be
has
in
to.
doubles.
It just has to.
Okay. But it's the Bumble Breakfast Show, and of course, we're usually here Monday to Friday. But you know, today is an exciting day because it's my birthday and it's an exciting one as well. And of course, I have so many birthday mates that I have to celebrate. Yemi is here in the MITV compound as well, and then Yemi is a staff, is also my birthday mate. And ED, the executive director, Idris Badeyonka Bakare, is also here. He's also my birthday mate. So I really, today is MITV birthday day because, ED celebrates his birthday, is my birthday mate. So we kind of like have to groove to, oh, I want to dance with somebody. But let me keep my dancing to myself. Let me keep my dancing to myself. For this morning, I'm going to be looking at the papers and we quickly run through the front page of the dailies. And of course, we have a guest in the studio who will be joining us this morning. The foreign investors shine south as oil runs dry. That's coming from the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Now, that's a scary one. Stakeholders blame insecurity and poor governance. New Lagos refinery will pump crude from the region. Why region needs stability now? That's experts talking. FDIs in the South. Akwa Ibom $278 million. Bayelsa Nil, Edo $21 million. Rivers $49 million. Delta $59 million. Cross River $66 million. All of this between 2013 and 2020 as is the foreign direct investment generated or gotten in the South. Now you have CAN rejects new company law, 6 review, wants federal government to avert crisis, Overcama 2020, says act a declaration of war on Christianity. Buhari 60 for sanctions for Mali and junta, restoration of civil rule. NNPC dismisses rumor of missing crude oil ready for probe. Arotile prime suspect in for culpable homicide as court frees 2. Nigerians abroad protest against Kaduna killings and task the U.S. others on cessation. Those are stories on the front page of the Guardian newspaper.
Okay, on the Punch this morning, the Sultan declares Friday as Islamic New Year. Coincidentally, it's your birthday. Or should I call that miracoincidentally?
Miracoincidentally. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Miracoincidentally.
Not coincidentally.
Yeah, miracoincidentally. So there's holiday today. Let me just leave the set and go home.
No. We need you here. And I'm very sure our viewers want to see more of you.
But if they want to see, they have to pay me to be here.
Don't worry, your gifts are coming. I
Okay.
can assure you.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
coming.
I'll be patient.
Federal government reciprocates ban on European Union flights from Nigeria. Killings. NBA bows to pressure, drops El-Rufai from confab. COVID-19 drug trial will begin in 13 states soon. That's from the PTF. Chinese loan probe. Orders stalled as reps suspends panels sittings. Don't compromise investigations, CSO warns National Assembly members. We will continue probe after resumption, NDDC committee chair says. And on the high point there, we have a picture of the Director General, National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Shehu Shaibu Ibrahim, during his visit to the NYSC camp in Mina, Niger State on Thursday. And then some more developing stories there. Police placed 5 million naira bounty on suspected Oyo serial killer's head. Fleeing Ogo engineer
That boy is a
who raped.
19-year-old.
It's so sad. So
Really,
sad.
really
Fleeing Ogo engineer who raped neighbor's daughter arrested. Raped his neighbor's daughter. And then Arotile, 2 suspects freed. Driver to escape death. And then finally there, postponing Edo and Ondo polls will create constitutional crisis.
I agree.
That's from INEC.
All right, the Nation newspaper this morning, Buhari OK's community policing take off with 13 billion naira. Governors SGF urge others to meet on modalities. Lawmakers NDDC in Ra over removal of 10 billion naira rice project. Ministers, senators, reps, ex-governors behind illegal mining in Osun, allegedly. Government limits passengers on inbound flights. Oyo to approve paternity leave. ECOWAS asked Mali junta to reinstate Keita government. Nigeria seeks stiffer regional sanctions. And of course, Ondo 2020 is a Yamu ask police to unmask suspects behind violence, democracy being undermined, says Secondus. PDP members back out of Jagade's campaign at Keredolu to announce tuition fees reduction. Fantastic idea. But I hope this is not going to be a reduction that is related with the election, you know. Bounty placed on killer suspect, police recruitment screening for Monday. Those are stories on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, on the Nigerian Tribune, we have protesters win as NBA withdraws invitation to El Rufai. Oshemole Gambari Villa meeting can truncate Nigeria's democracy. And you know, that has been in the news recently.
Yeah.
And we hope better days come through that. INEC threatens to cancel Ondo and Edo state polls. No 48 million barrel of crude oil missing. That's from NNPC. National Grid hits all-time peak of 5,420 megawatts. CAN rejects CAMA, says the law is ungodly. I think that was what we had Bishop Oyedepo talking about on Sunday that went viral. Federal government approves 13 billion naira for takeoff of community policing. Oyo police place 500,000 naira bounty on wanted Ibadan serial killer. Arotile court frees 2 suspects drivers charged with culpable homicide. Fresh crisis in Ondo as PDP takes choices over running mates. And then on the footnotes there we have 10 killed in Bayelsa river clash. And finally, Nigeria won't allow flights from hostile countries. I think that's a good one. When you're hostile towards us, we try to show you the same so you can behave well with our people in diaspora. That's better.
I think tensions will escalate between us, but if you put out appropriate sanctions against people who are hostile to Nigeria as a country and to Nigerians who are domiciled there, I think it's going to be good for everybody. Because,
yes, it is.
We had a conversation about the Ghana issue and the kind of comments coming from Ghana and from Ghanaians who saw that post on YouTube has not been encouraging. They've been, they think they are doing us a favor. Forgetting the fact that when our industries move there, they create jobs.
True.
When they move there, they bring revenue with them. As a matter of fact, they're not even allowed. Nigerians are not allowed in Ghana to operate retail stores. You can only be wholesale. You can be at the lower rung of the ladder, which means you're either going to be working for one or you have enough capital to be able to do
like bringing
wholesale,
enough money.
Bringing enough money. So basically, Ghana has made it obvious that if you want to do business with us, you're bringing in all your resources.
True.
You're bringing in lots and loads of it. So they are GDP. And, I just want them to look at it this way. If you pull out the resources from Nigeria, the resources from Ghana, in Ghana, that are owned by Nigerians, if you pull it out of Ghana, let's see where they will find themselves.
It will tell. That's the truth.
But obviously, they don't think like that.
Yeah, it's just like we saw from South Africa the other time, xenophobia.
Exactly.
They feel Nigerians should leave the country. And the question is, are you qualified for the jobs Nigerians are doing?
Over there.
Are you qualified for it?
You know, quite interesting times we're in. Quite interesting times we're in. But I think the government is moving in the right direction.
You know, some time ago, there will be no response. We won't hear anything. Nigerians are treated badly. Outside, you don't hear anything. But in recent times, I'm so excited. If you're not hearing from Abike Dabiri on what she's doing for Nigerians in diaspora, you are hearing from the federal government, and it gives me so much joy that there is hope. There is hope for the average Nigerian.
I sincerely do believe that it is time for us as a people to value and have a lot of expectation for what the government has been doing for us.
Very
but
true.
We'll have a guest on the studio this morning who is an expert in business matters. He's also chief, in fact, I must call him like a chief importer, as it were. He's the coordinator of Save Nigeria Freight Forwarders, Importers and Exporters Coalition. And let's talk about the checkpoints. I've been talking about this for quite a while, and it's quite important that we look at the taxation. I call it road taxation.
The compulsory
road taxation. Our brothers on the road. Because yesterday on the show we're talking about if making Amoteco effective so that they don't, because there's the allegation already that for those who have had kicked off, they had joined the road taxation.
Oh, that's sad.
For some places that they've already been accusing them of joining those guys, and we need to do everything possible to make sure that they stay on course.
That's true.
So we'll be talking, about all of that today after this quick break.
This month, we're bringing you a host of brand new faces to fall in love with. Meet Fesh, a young inspiring musician tasked with ridding his community of crime and corruption.
I'll play along. How do we tackle corruption?
Introducing Allegra, a strong-minded investigator on a mission to find her sister's murderer.
Let's put some thought into this. You sticking around?
Till I find out what happened to Felicity.
Presenting Arabella, a young celebrity in London trying to piece her life back together following a harrowing assault.
I didn't just gather the pieces.
Make way for Ibrahim, a love doctor deluxe whose specialty is reigniting the spark in ailing relationships.
Now I have a clearer picture. What is it that we can do? Why are you here? How can we help?
And all hail Sadie, a wacky wizard in training trying to balance her magical powers and life in high school. Brand new, just for you on DSTV.
Yes, welcome back. It's still the Bumper Breakfast Show. On a typical day when you travel in Nigeria, you're likely to find a checkpoint at every 500 meters. Now, the likelihood that the farther you go into the interior parts of Nigeria, I'm talking about leaving the southwest and beginning to move towards the southeast, or peradventure you're using the Ore Road, you find so many of them. Now, you are even luckier if you go towards Enugu and you begin to use some of the back roads, you will find multiple, which means if you go past the police checkpoint, you're likely to find soldiers. And then after that, NDLEA. And after that, you find Nigerian Immigration and Customs. And basically, we ask the question, why are they all on the road? Today, our guest, Chief Dr. Osita Chukwu.
Thank you
is
very much.
joining us. Of course, Ian is a businessman. He analyzes some of these issues, and we'll be looking at it from a business perspective. And of course, we're also going to be looking at it from the effectiveness of having all of these security people on our expressway. Good morning, sir. Once again, thank you for joining us.
Happy to meet
And coincidentally, I didn't tell you today was my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to you. And many more.
You know, when you give people that kind of message the day before, they get to prepare. But when you throw it at them like impromptu, you get a bigger gift.
Okay.
Exactly.
But let's go straight into the matter for this morning. You know, I'm so concerned about this because just yesterday we still had a conversation about Amotekun joining them. Why do you think it has been effective so far? We have this many soldiers. I mean, I was traveling to Ibadan one day, and Ibadan is not even the interior places I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When we went past Shagamu interchange, we had police
Stopover.
When we had, and I was excited because that was when they were, you know, they're fixing the expressway, so they had to divert.
Yeah.
So usually to keep sanity, they were there. When we moved past, we saw another police checkpoint.
Okay.
When we moved past, we saw soldiers. When we moved past the Nigerian army. When we moved past, we saw NDLA. As a matter of fact, NDLA started chasing. They started chasing some people. Now, this is not road safety. Road safety is constantly there. Which means like every junction, you see road safety officials. So I ask the question, why do we have this? You see, road safety are not extorting money. We know the ones that extort money.
That's true.
Has it been effective? Is it normal?
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think it's very, very long overdue. I would have been in the studio. Other studios which have already approached to be to bring this notice to them for, if no other thing, for what they call national concern. I'm moving on to start gathering a lot of people to be behind and to be for this particular, as I'm convening this. Actually, I will call it, I'm convening what we call a national
Movement or something.
movement in sanitizing the roads.
The expressway.
All expressway in Nigeria. Because when we are talking of southeast, we are talking of southwest, we are talking of the north and everything.
It's peculiar to everywhere.
And then, my question is, in fact, knowing fully well that our intelligence architecture has been, in a way, breached.
Challenged?
Yes. We can no longer continue to stay as a people like this. That means you are grossly violating the human rights of the people by getting to where they should get to at a given time they have been slated to get there. Many people have missed their interviews. Many have already given birth on the road. Breastfeeding mothers are nowhere getting it easy to travel. Wedding corpses are being clusterized in all the places where you have people. You never can know what have already killed that person, and the means of that person is already being taken home, and you say because of lockdown they should be there. The most shameful aspect why I'm convening this for people in southeast routes, southwest, and south-south routes is like when you talk of the north, you might be thinking, okay, Boko Haram, kidnapper, and so on.
Security situation.
But by the time you look at the other side, the west, southeast,
It's
and
a bit
south
better.
south is a bit better. Then the question is, if we have this multitude of people, they call the military, the police, the immigration, the custom, the civil defense, the Motekum, the vigilante, everybody are not even centered in the what I could call the most priority
Areas.
yes, and the key area why the federal government want them to be.
Do you know
They are
that
only
for some
after
reasons,
self-aggrandizement.
and that's where my problem is.
So
They don't stay in public places.
exactly,
Sometimes they even stay in secret
they
places.
don't go in. They don't
You
go
can
into
run
the
into-
bush.
You run
You leave
into
the
them
road.
at corners,
Exactly.
you're negotiating a corner.
Exactly.
And you just
They are
find
there.
them somewhere there.
That's
and
it.
as you're going past that bend, you're moving to the next bend, you find another asset.
You commit an offense. No offense. I don't believe anybody who is going towards Southeast region or South might have any, because everybody have already been prepared for them. This document, that document, that they don't have any gadget to even be able to ratify the one that is correct or original of one document
That's
or
true.
the
They
other.
don't have the technology.
But they're
to
only
tell.
delaying your movement so as not
They're
to
not
get
just
to where you're supposed to be.
Let me tell
And
you
to
about
By
get
this
then,
what
story.
you
exchange
need to
hand
get.
will now be established.
Now, let me now make this obvious. One of the reasons why we brought up this topic is because
Okay.
a colleague of ours, we needed to do a report on our community report, and we're moving from, we look at areas around Lagos and Ogun State. Now, it was going to Ekpe, and it was in a bus from Ikorodu to Ekpe. Now, remember the distance is not that much. That was why it took the Ikorodu road, since it's coming from Ikeja. So Ikeja to Ikorodu, Ikorodu to Ekpe. We wanted to drive, and I said, take a public vehicle, so that you can even educate the people, measure the level of compliance to COVID-19 protocols.
Exactly.
And we got to the road. When he got there, they were stopped. The bus was stopped by a police checkpoint. Looked at them, passed them to go. They got to the next one. This one packed them. The driver told everybody in the bus as he was sighting them from afar, everybody, please wear your face mask. I am not willing to part with any money. So people were compliant. They wore their face mask. He was sitting in the front. And this policeman said, Oga, you don't come. Oh, yeah, now. Oh, yeah, what? And the man refused and said, oh, yeah, what? Make it obvious. What are you asking for? I don't have anything to give you. Everybody's fine. You don't go
Documents
answer
are
me now.
okay.
You don't go answer me now. Oh, yeah, bring your paper.
Tomisin, do you know how many drivers have been killed because of what you're
Exactly.
talking about?
Exactly.
They
Now-
just misfire. And then they-
Exactly.
You know, bring out your documents. He gave him the documents. He said, I will find offense for you now. You think you are smart, Abby? And the policeman started harassing the driver.
My goodness.
When he checked the
Deliberately.
papers and nothing was there,
Deliberately.
he went into the vehicle and started looking around. He pointed at a woman who was carrying a baby and said, hey, are you supposed to be sitting here? Are you supposed to carry a baby? And the woman had to ask him, Oga, are you okay? So, because I have a child now, I cannot do business. Or I should leave my baby at home. This 3-month-old baby, I should leave the baby at home and travel to Ekpe without the baby. What are you talking
See
about?
what you are saying.
He was a superior officer from the other checkpoints who noticed
What
there
was
was a
going on?
long queue
Exactly.
of vehicle.
Approaches
Moved
there.
down. Remember, there are 2 checkpoints.
Exactly.
Moved down and then found and said, "What happened? You know what?
Explained.
Let him go." That was how they left that spot. So, majority of these police officers are on their personal duty.
Aggrandizement. That's all.
Self-aggrandizement.
That's all.
And I'm sorry
At
to
some
say
days.
this,
So how do we
Tomisin, but-
sanitize the system?
But let's be honest. You know, at the point where this started, I was excited at some point because, you know, I travel a lot, and going on the road and you hear of kidnapping. The other time,
And other banditry
my
and
my
armed
uncle,
robbery.
who's the king of our home, was kidnapped. Yes. So at the point where you hear of kidnapping, you're like, okay, fine. We have law enforcement people on the
Yeah.
road.
On the
You are
road is
relaxed.
safer.
It's safer. But what if these people actually come to attack? These robbers, these kidnappers. Do you know we've gotten reports that these
run away too.
forcemen run away?
Sure.
Instead of them to protect life
They will
and
not.
property at that point.
They
So
will
with
not.
all the extortions, they still enter the bush, change their clothes, and disappear.
That is.
Has it been effective so far?
What I am just trying to
guiding against
enumerate is this. This movement you are trying to champion now, after we have given the federal government 14 days to dislodge this set of people,
Beautiful.
change them entirely.
Now, change them.
Not change them totally. That's
Because,
overhaul them.
like, the
Overhaul
people who are
all.
on the road are already
Overhaul them.
They are already
let
compromised.
let them publicly, including the National Assembly, pass a law. Let them come up with a law. These are the things we want on our expressways.
Beautiful.
Delaying you and delaying me may not justify the means or the
the
the justness
purpose
of putting them there
putting
for the
them there.
purpose.
True, sir.
2, remember, bribery taking is a very big offense
And it's a
in
big
the whole
offense in
world.
Nigeria.
I have some clip that I got from these people, which I am going to air to let the federal government know that you send these people to secure the people. Either securing the people, they did not, but they are reaping the people. Are there no more taking salaries?
They are.
That is it.
They're earning salary.
Why are they putting logwoods and barricades as if there's war in the country? Creating that impression to let people know that there's war. Why there's no war? I remember during the time of Tafa Balogu, there's old age. The man did very well as a policeman. In spite of the fact that one might not be okay, as Bible said it.
True.
In one way or the other, you might have one
Deficiency.
fraction or the other
It's
deficiency.
natural. We're human.
It's natural. That man came in on board, including Onovo too, and said, I don't want any police officer on the expressway. If you really know that you are going to do this work, let there be patrol.
Do you know
Except otherwise, when they call you upon that there's certain things that is happening somewhere,
You
yeah,
watch
you use a
that.
patrol team or what you call intelligence team to meet up.
Exactly. Sir, do you know that the current system that we have in place, do you know that the IGP, Mohammed Adamu, do you know we have a monitoring team for these people?
Yeah.
That actually has been arresting them. For example, somewhere in Alagbole Akute, they actually arrested some just last week.
Exactly.
You know why? These police officers are always on the road extorting money from bikemen
Yes.
in the name of the ban that Lagos State imposed on bikes.
Exactly.
Now, they were not in Lagos. Those bikemen are in Ogun. They are in Akute, Alagbole. They are not in Lagos.
That's so
But they've been
sad.
extorting this bikemen.
Yeah.
And these guys had done their findings. They went there, and if you see the way policemen were running helter-skelter. Teresa was telling us this story yesterday. Tessie, she lives around there. She had to park. She said she had to park. She dropped. I said, why are you chasing police? What is?
Now,
and
sir,
then they are the monitoring team.
Tomisin, and that moves to show you that these people who are perpetrating this act will not protect you.
At all.
When they hear there's an armed robbery attack on the highway,
They are
the
vanished.
first to run away.
They are vanished.
They are
Exactly.
constituting a nuisance
They're
on the
telling
road.
you.
They will delay you for nothing.
My most concern, as we're sorry to
Yes,
cut you
sir.
off,
No, come on, sir.
I'm a witness. This one is not that they told me.
You have
You've witnessed it
eyewitness.
before.
I witnessed it first, second, and the last week before I now made up my mind to come on air. All the whole television houses, I must visit them and speak with one voice. You join me. If you know you want something good for the country and the citizenry, you join me in this fight and crusade. Because this crusade is a good fight for all of us.
For all of us. We're supposed
If
to be
federal government are
government.
serious and they are not insensitive to the plight and the need for them to curb what we call corruption and all its guises, including the kidnapping,
Yes.
including the banditry,
Sure.
including all what have you, regards of something that negates security consciousness. I think what they should do now is let them come clean. Billboards, you are approaching or you are heading to a general checkpoint. Then put automation, automate it. You don't need to stand there. As you go, they are reading you as you are in the studio now.
So
We are
there
reading
will be-
you.
there will be a
So by the
security.
time you pass, your motor has been scanned.
You see,
And the
can't
next,
escape.
I
they will
love that.
forward the next. That's
The
how it
report
is in
to
other
the
countries
next
I've visited.
checkpoint.
The
No, but
next
that's how
checkpoint
it's done
is
in
giving
East
the information
Africa.
on the next point. You will not even know. By the
just
time you
stop
get
you
there,
there.
there must have been a field of inspection where you will drive in straight if you are being indicated as a wanted
As a violator.
violator.
True.
You go in there. The express should be free. What do you call it? Express road. And know fully well that they are not creating a good image of the country.
They're not even
They are
creating a
portraying
good
what we
image.
call negative image to enable the Transparency International that always raid the country. Whenever we were rated, we are angry. National Assembly angry. Everybody is angry. But they are too fair to us. To me, we should be second.
Because the people
Wow.
who are
Why I
there,
should not say first is that I may do it this way. You should be second when they are rating on crime in Nigeria. Because
we
the
have
people that
who are
perpetrate this
not.
crime are not even you and me.
They are the people who are
They are the
supposed to
people on
protect
top
us.
that are helping for this crime to be committed.
Very true.
How can you see a soldier? My father was a soldier. How can you see a soldier
And you are scared.
coming out open to take bribe from people? It's not even fearing. It doesn't have any
And you know, when they catch them and when they take them to the
They will release them and send them to another
protest-
place.
No.
They always cover them.
No. We have results. Last week I followed up on the one in Osun State.
Yeah.
On the man who was arrested on the road.
Okay.
During the Salah festival,
Yeah.
2 young men were going from one town to another town on a bike. The younger brother was the one riding the bike. But because he had some money on him, they said they stopped him. And I had to call the DSP, or the spokesperson for Osun State Police. By the time she spoke to us, they caught them. It wasn't just that they caught them. From the DPO down to all the officers that were on the road. And the particular man who caused that young man's death, because for some reason, whether you pushed the man down or you brought him down or you knocked him with something on the head,
Or however.
the point was that he fell on the floor and he died
Died
on
instantly.
spot. Young boy of 23 years old.
Wonderful.
And you know what? Undi Adie used to be here in Lagos. He's not taking it likely with them in Osun State, the Commissioner of Police.
Yes.
He took up the matter. The man is not just in jail right now. You know, he was locked up, he was arrested, and then right now his case has been charged to court. And I had so many, we had to do, you know, sometimes when you do this job, you have to find out, investigative journalism, and find out how many prosecutions we've gotten. We've gotten judgments. People who are in jail. A soldier was jailed last week for 50 years.
See.
For the same kind of thing we're talking about.
But in some other places, they escape it.
That's
Yes,
the thing.
Because there's
So we
corruption
want
They have
in the
Godfather.
system.
to
They
escape
tell
it.
you when they
But
get
we
the
need
money,
to
they
go.
go back to
Their
get feedback.
godfather are
But we need
behind
to
it.
go. We need to go.
There
We
are
need
people
to
that
go.
has nobody. They're going.
True.
Chief,
That is what I'm
thank you
saying.
so much for joining us this morning.
Another issue is,
We need to go. I need to take a break.
yes, a minute. Another issue is this. It's part of the road. How bad is the road?
Yes.
It's in its lightning. There's no light on our roads, especially expressways.
So when we
There's
put
no light.
proper street lights there,
When you put a proper light to guide the road, then we will be able to unmask
the
all these
criminal
perpetrators.
of crime.
Well,
Thank you
I'm-
very much,
Yes.
Dr. Osita Chukwu, for joining us this
Thank
morning
you.
on the
I'm
Bumper
glad to
Podcast.
be
We
here.
really do appreciate it. We look forward to having you more and more on
Very
the
great
show.
cause.
We will be taking another break now. When we come back this time, of course, we're talking hard conversations. We'll be back shortly.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything typical of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. I hope that you will. Did you ever make it out of that town where nothing ever happened? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. So hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore.
Okay, Yoda. Yes, we're back here, and quickly we'll take some business report from Kenny Adiaga. Good morning, Kenny. How are you today?
I'm fine, Tomisin. Good morning. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I have the cake on the set with me this morning. I'm so excited.
It's unfortunate that I'm not there to cut the cake with you.
Oh.
And to,
I'm representing you, sir.
Precious
All
is
right.
here.
I appreciate that everyone in the studio is representing me
Thank
to celebrate
you.
with her.
Thank you
We wish
so
you long
much.
life and prosperity.
Amen.
Amen.
And
Amen.
we wish you many blessings to the nation.
Amen.
Because you are a blessing to the nation,
Thank you.
doing what you know how to do best.
Thank you so much.
Through
I
this,
really do
through
appreciate
what you have been doing, I'm sure a whole lot of Nigerians and foreigners who watch this program would have been blessed by the topics and discourse that you bring on sports.
Thank you so
Please
much.
keep doing what you know how to do best.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate. I really do.
You're welcome.
Yes, let's quickly take some business report in just 5 minutes.
Yes, we are not going to do. I'm not going to take too much of the time because of the celebration of today, so that you can go to celebrate.
I feel like eating everything.
Yes, you will still get your birthday gifts.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, like I said on Wednesday, that the Nigerian capital market is waiting for the time to burst, and of course, an operator said to me that what is happening in the market today is not too good for them, as many of their colleagues have gone under as a result of harsh economy situation and harsh policy that were brought about in recent time by the regulators. And this, they said that rather than improving the market, will kill the market the more, and will only make the market to be a market for the bourgeoisie as against what we used to know as a market for retailers, where small and medium-scale businesses can thrive or investors can thrive.
Yes.
Having said that, let's quickly look at what the figure says on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange yesterday. Investors traded 179.55 million shares valued at 2.53 billion naira exchanged in 3,055 deals. Top trades in the market yesterday were that of Transcorp PLC, GT Bank PLC, Lasaco PLC, and FBN Holdings PLC. For Transcorp PLC, investors take 35.47 million shares valued at 21.47 million naira done in 76 deals at a market closing price of 60 kobo per share. GT Bank with 29.94 million shares traded worth 755.91 million naira exchanged in 236 deals at a market closing price of 25 naira 25 kobo.
Okay.
Lasaco PLC with 11.8 million shares traded worth 3.5 million naira done in 28 transactions at a market closing price of 30 kobo per share, while FBN Holdings PLC recorded 9.97 million shares traded worth 49.93 million naira done in 149 deals at a market closing price of 5 naira per share. And the lowest trade stock in the market yesterday was that of Notore PLC with just 5 units of shares being traded, valued at 300 naira, done in one transaction at a market closing price of 62 naira 50 kobo per share. The market recorded 17 gainers as against 11 losers. The gainers was led by CAP PLC with a price gain of 85 kobo to close at 16 naira 15 kobo. Stanbic IBTC was up by 50 kobo, closing at 34 naira 50 kobo. International Breweries PLC gained 30 kobo, closing at 3 naira 30 kobo. And Fieldson Health PLC, Healthcare PLC gained 25 kobo, closing at 3 naira 96 kobo. From the losers table, we have Studio Press PLC topping the table with a price depreciation of 19 kobo to close at 1 naira 79 kobo. UAC Properties PLC lost 9 kobo, closing at 86 kobo. And UBA PLC was down by 5 kobo. And Union Home REITs also went down by 5 kobo, closing at UBA closing at 6 naira 65 kobo, and Union Home REITs closing at 40 naira 65 kobo. Meanwhile, the market capitalization, despite the losses or the low transaction in the market, recorded an appreciation of 18.1 billion naira in market capitalization, as the market cap closed at 13.15 trillion naira as against the previous day's closing figure of 13.13 trillion naira. And the all-share index equally went up by 33.28 basis points, closing at 25,204.60 basis points as against the previous day's closing figure of 25,171.32 basis points. Meanwhile, just yesterday, the federal government approved the release of 13.3 billion naira as a takeoff grant for the community policing in Nigeria. And observers have said that we only hear all these figures, but when it comes to implementation and the takeoff or the release, the problem has always been, and the issue has always been a problem where Nigerians get to hear about figures and not see the execution of what is happening with what has been so approved or released, so to say. And of course, investors will be more attuned to Nigeria if only, like I said on Wednesday, if only there is security of the security of their investment. And the security of their investment can only be guaranteed when we have a stable economy, when we have a stable government, when we have a stable policy. And of course, all these three items, according to an observer in the market, are missing. And once these items are missing, it then means that investors, particularly foreign investors who come with large chunk of money, will not be appeased with Nigerian market, despite the fact that.
Oh, sorry about that. Kenya Daga, we hope that we can get him back to give us the final end of that report. But interesting, I'm sure that with all of... Hello, Kenny,
Yes.
you're back here with us?
Yeah.
You okay?
And so the expectation is that once there is security of investment, once there is policy protection,
Yes.
once there is stability in government, what that means is for any capital market to grow, all these items must be available. For us in Nigeria, we are lacking in some of these items, and you can imagine if Nigeria infrastructure still needs trillions of naira for us to put in place. If these infrastructures are not put in place, our economy will be down. And of course, yesterday I went around and I see that Nigeria, for us to recover from this pandemic, it will take years, because economy right now is down. There is no gainsaying about this. Our economy is down, and the financial institutions that would have been a succor to the economy are equally going through a very harsh period. I can imagine if there would be any financial institution that can declare good profit next year, considering the fact that we have spent a better part of the year fighting COVID-19, and all the resources put together fighting this COVID-19 is such that is affecting the financial institution more. And the palliatives or soft landing that the Central Bank of Nigeria may have given to the financial institution is not enough for us to see that Nigerian economy will bounce back. I'm not a pessimistic person, but I'm just saying the obvious or the realistic aspect of it.
Yes.
When you go around, you see that small-scale businesses that ordinarily should strive are equally facing a hard time, not to talk of big companies where they are closed down because of COVID-19. And for them to come back, it will take a whole lot of time and resources that will be put in place. The human resources, you cannot count it, because it is when people are working that you can see production. But because they are not working right now, the only aspect or the only sector that you can think that is making good, huge money is the telecom, is the IT. And that sector is not enough to kind of bring back the loss that Nigeria economy had recorded. So government need to, do more in looking how to curb this, because we are still a consuming nation as against a producing nation. And that is the reason why when the oil price was slashed in Nigeria as a palliative for Nigerians to be able to move around, when it was increased, when it was turned back, it's outrageous. It's outrageous because Nigerians are crying and suffering right now because of the increase in the pump price of petroleum.
Yes, sir.
And without Nigeria increasing, the government increasing it, it will be extremely difficult, because what is the level of the consumption of our fuel, the crude oil that is being produced, and how much are we getting out of it?
Yes, sir.
Nigeria.
All right, Kenya Daga again gone there, but I'm sure that we've gotten a point this morning, and we've enjoyed that business report. Had conversations. Had conversations is here. And of course, Dr. Precious is always up to some mischief every time you're always up to some mischief, because last week when you were talking about the guys, I knew that you were just gearing up to come and attack the ladies. You said 5 mistakes single guys make. And then today you say 5 mistakes single ladies make. And then you tell me you have 2 bonus points. Why didn't you give me 2 bonus points for the guys last week?
No, I could leave them out of it. You see, It's good at times to stir up controversy.
I think it's just that
and
you
help
like to be
people
on the
understand.
opposite side. When you're on the
No.
opposite side, you're a bit more hard on the women. You're
But
harder.
you
on
saw all the
women.
points, and you will agree with me, they are all true.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's our conversations on the bumper breakfast this morning. But of course, my birthday is here, and I'm sure he wants to sing for me.
Yeah, don't. I'll play the saxophone for you, okay?
Oh.
I'll do that for you. Okay, let's go. 5 mistakes single ladies make. Number 1, making yourself too available.
How do you do that?
Good. Now, you see, too much availability brings content. When you become too available for a man, you choke him.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes. Now, let me explain this. You demotivate a man when you make yourself overly available.
Like going to move into his house and living with him.
He
right
just
from when
met
you're
you the
dating.
next week, you have brought your bag, and then you're coming with your younger sister.
Bros, now that's not too available.
And
Now,
then-
that's too much.
And as if that's not
Do people
enough,
do that?
some do that. And then as if that's not enough, every time you want to talk to him, you want to be with him, you want to bring a topic, you want to talk about something new. And you may think that, you see, for a woman, when they meet somebody new, what fills their emotional tank is companionship. But for a man, for his emotional tank to be full, he needs his space. And then he comes back again fresh. Women are blessed with verbal powers, but men, they may not talk so much, but they need their space at times. That's why, you see, if you want to make yourself of much value, you must not be too available. I call that giving.
So are you saying that we should be ignoring phone calls?
No, I'm not saying you should ignore phone calls, but I'm saying you should
Availability,
not.
do you mean physical availability or emotional or
Physical availability.
Okay, all right.
Physical
So not the
availability.
phone call
like
availability.
You're everywhere. Now look at this. You see, you need to have a life yourself. Before you can even think of a life partner, you need to get a life. It's important you have something that drives you on a daily basis. If everything that drives you is on that relationship, I can assure you there may be no future there, because
There must be
you see,
something else.
there must be something else to fuel your life. You see, it's important you understand that being too available breeds content and reduces your value.
Okay.
And you won't want that to happen. It gets to a level you're calling him, he's not picking the call because he's tired.
You've been too all over him.
He has to want you. Yeah, thank you. He has to desire you. You have to create that miss me kind of factor.
Okay.
Let him miss you. A wise man once said, love doesn't die of starvation. It dies of indigestion. What causes indigestion? Too much. Having too much.
Love doesn't die of starvation.
It dies of indigestion.
Which means if you eat too much, you get okay, I get you now.
Constipation, it won't digest. So if you're too available, you're killing that love. You actually think you're building love, especially at that foundational stage. Don't be too available. You see, according to the 48 laws of power, you can increase your relevance by being absent. You don't go everywhere. You increase your
You
relevance.
reminded me of that book. That's true.
You increase by Robert Greene.
Yes.
You increase your relevance by being absent.
By being
sometimes.
absent,
You don't go everywhere.
intentionally absent.
Yes. Number 2, giving too much too soon. You're meeting the guy today and you're telling him how you were raped, how you were disvirgined, how you dated 5 guys, how you did this.
my.
You're giving all the stories
Oh,
at
my.
once.
Like really?
Some
like I'm
ladies
hiding
make
my
that
face right
mistake.
now.
It's
you
your
serious?
birthday, you should be free.
People do that.
You see, it's good to spread your experience. The first date is for you to know where he's from, for him to know where you're from. Oh, what do you do? Some simple yes, no answers. You don't need to go in detail. You see, even God operated in the Old Testament in stages. We had the outer court, the inner court, and the holies of holies. Okay, the outer court, everyone was there.
Yes.
And everyone talks about your friends. The inner court, only the priests were there. That talks about the person you're planning to have a relationship with. When you're getting to that level of courtship, then you can start sharing some things step by step in stages. And then the holies of holies is only the chosen one, not the priests, not all of them, just the chosen one. You know, there is the called and there is the chosen. There are some who were called, some were flashed, but there's one that was chosen. So only the chosen one goes into the holies of holies. That's your husband. By the time you get married, then you have somebody that you can share everything.
So it's not like everywhere you're all over the place. You've given
spreading
him
all
all
the
the information.
No, it's not necessary. Don't
When you get
open everything.
that means when you get intimate, and I mean not physical intimacy now. I'm saying when you now get to the point of wanting to get married,
then you can start telling him most of those things.
Most, not
Yes.
all.
No, you have the privilege. You have the what will
Freedom.
I use? You have the freedom to tell him as much as you want to. Now let me break this down in this matter.
But what about that school of thought? Tell everything.
Okay, now listen to this, Tomisin. We're talking about the highway just now, right? Now, on the highway, speed kills. In relationships, speed kills. I'm not saying you shouldn't